Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on the use of Cloudbase GA for Cranfield Flying School. This one is first in series and will deal with filling in the tech log and authorization information prior to flight and post-flight. Following that, we'll do further videos on the other parts of the system. Okay, so to start with, we come into the login screen. The website is cloudbasega.com, so if you log on to there, you can use any sort of device that can get onto the internet. You can use your phone, you can use an iPad, or there will be plenty of computers around capable of doing it when you're in the school. So the first thing you do is type in your email address, and I'm going to use my email address. My password is already in. If you've forgotten your password, because it's been a while since we've sent you the details, just click on Forgot Password, put your email in, and it'll send you a new password. Okay, so we sign in, and this is the dashboard screen, and you can see up along here you've got a lot of information. Depends on whether you're an admin or just a ordinary member with instructor privileges. You'll get a different set of items on the top here. The most important one for today's discussion is the tech log. So first thing we do when we go, we're deciding to go flying, is we want to do the A check on the aeroplane and fill in the tech log and authorization sheet, and this is basically what this does. So the first thing we'll do is we'll pick an aircraft. So what aircraft are we going to fly in? And let's just assume we're going to use Ping today. And you check the date. I'm just going to change the date to an earlier date so that we don't confuse the system. And we then say add new. Now the first thing you get up is the mandatory A check. If there's anything associated with the aeroplane in terms of either hours or checks coming up, you'll see something flag up in this area here. Okay, now, so we need to do a mandatory check on this particular day and acknowledge whether there are notes or defects which should come up. So I'm going to put my name in there, and I've put my password in to authorize that I've done the A check and confirm it. And this brings us now onto the pre-flight here, tech log sheet. Okay, if you make a mistake, you can always delete it. So it's not critical. So we'll say, assume somebody else is doing it. So let's use Tom, and we'll put in Tom's name. You use the first names everywhere to find the name. So Tom's come up straight away. Oh, no, something happened there that didn't. So Tom's, and then tab down to the authorizer. So Tom will be the authorizer as well, and we'll choose a student, just random. We'll use Callum, and we have to click in the flight type, which will be training for any instruction. If it is a rental flight, you click hire. Okay, so you put in where you're going to. You can put in what you like here. If it's a local flight, you can just stick local in, or but if you're going somewhere, you need to put the airport in. Here, don't bother with the port and starboard, but just put in the total. Let's say that the airplane is full and that there's 6 litres. Let's say we need to put a litre in, so put 1 litre in there, and oil on departure. It was 5 litres, so it's now going to be 6. If you've got any notes, anything you want to write about the aeroplane, you can put it in there. Now, that's what you then do. You click on you put a tick in the I accept the confirmation as part of the command, and click save. Now, because I am the authorizer, it automatically filled in, but you will have to fill in your name and password to get through to this page. Once you've done that, this is effectively you filled in the tech log and the authorization. Okay, so here initial authorization is Tom, and the pilot's acceptance is Tom. Okay, and the student is Callum. Nothing is filled in here yet because you haven't flown yet. So this is the equivalent of doing the authorization sheet. Off you go, fly. And that's all you need to do to start flying. We then come back, and so we now go back into, let's go back into the tech log. So this is the tech log sheet. You now log back onto the system the same way that you did before. Click on tech log, and you click on aircraft. Now we're going to click on ping, and we go back to the 18th, which was the date, and now you click update. Now you can see actually there's nothing here to say that. Now if the aeroplane has got a flight logger installed on it, a flight log will appear above this screen. If not, you're going to have to fill the times in manually, as you would on the authorization sheet. So what we're going to do then, the way you do that is you go over to invoicing here and click view flight logs. Okay, now we want ping, and we want to add a new flight log. So we come down, and it was the 18th is the date I decided to do. The aircraft is ping. Here you wouldn't have to bother with the date because it will be the day's date that you fly on. Okay, so let's assume we go from 10:07 through to 10:13 when we took off. Now we landed at 11 o'clock, and we went on chocks at 11:09. Okay, so this latitude and longitude you don't fill in. That will be filled in automatically if it is a flight log, if the flight logger is installed on the aeroplane. Okay, now so that's it. Basically you've done what you would do on the authorization sheet, but now on the internet. And we want to go to save and go to the tech log. Okay, so now we go back to the tech log, and we look for the aeroplane. So I'm looking for ping. All right. Now I want to put the date in that I had, which was the 18th, and update. And here now you can see this is the flight log that I have just put into the flight log database. And in order to put that into the tech log sheet, you have to click on that little magnifying glass with a plus in it, and you'll get up here this sheet, which is now the post-flight part of the tech log, and you click on the flight log that you want. There may be 2 or 3 different flight logs if it was a busy day. Put in remarks. We can put in, say, and DI playing up or something for future people, and then post. So then we click one landing. This is not for charging. This is just for counting the number of landings the aeroplane has done for maintenance reasons. Now I can sign it off as with my password, but whoever is the authorizer has to sign it off, and you save and go to tech log. And now what's happened is that flight log has now been put into the tech log, and that will be deducted from the hours, so you don't have to do anything with the hours anymore. It does it automatically. So here now we've got effectively the tech log and the authorization sheet completed, and here we've got the airframe hours, and so here we've got 38.49 for instance hours to run on that aeroplane. Here are the maintenance details. So the next check is 100 hours on the 25th or the 25th of the second 22, whichever's sooner. And here are the airframe hours. Okay, and it does the daily total of where you're doing it, and it tells you who's done the A check, which is yours truly. So effectively, if you've not done any touch and goes or any approaches, that's it. You can walk away. That's your job done, and admin will now use that to create an invoice, and we're not going to talk about that here. There's one other thing that needs to be done if it's an IR flight and you've done some approaches, or if you have done some touch and goes. And in order to put touch and goes in, we have to go to finalize this system. We have to go into flight log billing, this one here. So we go to invoicing, flight log billing. You can click on flight log billing. Here you see the flight that we just put in, 18th 6th, okay, and here we've got touch and goes, approaches, landings. Okay, so what we need to do for invoicing, let's say there were 4 touch and goes in that flight. You click down, you click 4 touch and goes, and you click this button over here to save it. Okay, so now it says updated. If you don't click that, nothing happens. All right, so you've got to put the touch and goes in, click save. If it's approaches, you have to click the numbers down on the approaches and click the save button. Okay, then you can go and raise the invoice if you want to, but that is for admin. Okay, so we then go back. So you can now log out. So I'm going to log out, and that's all done for you. The admin will do the invoicing from there on in. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to more when we talk about filling in student records and filling in user details. All right, take care.